Hi everyone, today I'm here to show you a little preview of our new Detail-up. The KMP is going to release very soon, I hope. It will be for the Lancia Delta S4 made by Beemax. You probably all know this. It's a very nice kit, but there are some minor fixes that could be done. So let's start and ta-da! This is our preview model. Is actually dry assembled. There's no much glue included, just some PVA glue. This is to showcase all the different parts that we put inside this Detail-up kit, and all the parts that you will see they are not white will be included in the Transkit. So let's start with the little of showcase. Here we decided not to put the wheels, and this is so far from the outside. So let's start the count. We have at first the front and rear wheels. They have been completely redesigned. The kit ones were awful. So we have the front one with split center lugs. You see they are in different color. Then we have the rear one that goes with the inner part to be painted in white, will be released with the detailed instructions. The outer rim that is aluminum, and the inner lugs as well to be made in chrome or whatever you feel like. Then we have from the exterior, you will see that we put some windows. These are plastic sheet wheeled windows that you can see here as well. Let's see if I can pick it up. Okay, you can see here we have some dust on it. Okay, they are quite thin, they come pre-cut and they are already smoked, so there's not painted, this just they're made this way in production, so you will have no hassles when applying them onto the model. Here we have also already cut the ventilation. Some of you may say that these were actually shaped in a specific way, but we have found some very interesting pictures from the real one that says that they were sometimes just cut out holes just to make the production of this part cheaper and faster. This is quite interesting because sometimes we can see in new replicas some shaped vented, but those parts require a lot more work, etc., etc. To cut costs, several times there was just cut out sheets. Then we have here, you can see on this side the separate hubs, front and rear, and we will put you two different sizes. This is because putting them the same size will lead to having the front wheel much inside than the actual shape of the car. That for us doesn't look at all cool. So we decided to make a little spacer. You will see it's 4mm one that you can actually file and reduce as much as you want. And this is the result you can see with this spacer. It is perfectly aligned to the car, even sticking a little bit out. So for me it looks cool. It just gives the aggressive look this S4 needs. And the rear one is actually thinner because this one was from the kit quite good as dimensioning. So as mentioned, we have the wheels separate parts, and we will also include a set of ventilators, and I will show you them later with the macro on so you can see a little bit more details. And first little thing want to show you is that we are going to give you also some magnets to allow this system to snap and not to glue anymore the ventilators to your rims. There will be a little notch to apply the very small 1 mm magnet that we will provide. So you will have just a snap-on kit. The same works for the headlights. The headlights are kept in place by two little magnets that you will see that are China glued, and once placed in position, they will keep the night stage lights cool in place with no problems at all. We are not providing the transparent parts as Beemax included them as additional parts in the kit, and you will just need to file a little bit the outside to reduce the diameter, because they were all made to fit this size from the back. So there is a little bit more and will look too big if put in here, and just a little bit of filing with some sandpaper or whatever you feel like will make you be able to insert inside this little dent that you can see here your lens, and you're done. Then we can move on the inside. So I think this will fall apart because it's not glued at all. Okay, I made it. First thing to look at is this part. Now it's not painted at all, but you can clearly see is the air extractor, how can you say, that goes onto the rear radiators for the intercooler, and it just fits in with some glue on the sides, and is something really cool that I've never seen on these parts in all the kits produced along these years, is that they are actually, you can see through the other side, they are like the real ones. This is the technology that we use, allows us to create very thin part without having problem of destructions and breaking parts, etc. And actually this is thin like the real one, and if you want to put some Kevlar or fiberglass texture on it, you can do it. For us it looks like it will need just some sand, yellow sand from Tamiya, and will look just good. Just a little bit of primer outside. We also have these ribs on the outside too. You can see them a little bit through the window, and this is our biggest part inside this Transkit. Then we can start counting the parts on the inside. I'm going to show you later on all the parts separately with the micro on, so you can see the detail better. You can see this part is not actually built because it's just without glue, so I didn't want to put everything together. So to be able to dismount and paint it later on. First part we see are these tanks. They were not included with the kit. There was a huge gap. All this part was looking completely empty. So we added these little parts. We'll have some wires and pipes going on and down. And this main electric CPU, I think, and a little notch that will connect 4 pipes that goes all around the engine bay. From this side, I'm pretty sure it's very hard to see, but we have that little green part, you can see here. That is the spark ignition or whatever. And here we have the ignition pipes. I'm sorry, sometimes I mistake and I don't know the English name of these parts, but I will show you later on and it will look a lot more clear to all of you. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 little pipes that will be added like in a single place to go down, and then put some wirings that goes here and to each one. Okay. After that, we have another part that is very difficult to see now. That is, you can see it down there is the exhaust pipe and the turbo. The turbo is pretty visible when looking at this. You can see it clearly there. It's a lot better looking than the skid one. That was just a single cylinder shaped thing. Was absolutely awful. So we decided to put it back. You have to be careful and check before gluing everything that this part will look good. To us it is looking a little bit too down, it's not correct. But they made a little bit of silly assembling phase that this thing is only glued to the turbo. There's nothing more to attach it or support it. So you will have probably to add, as a general assembling tip, something to keep it in place as it should, a little bit higher on this side. Then we move to the other side and we have the transmission intercooler. The first one, I'm not sure if both are the same, but we will include two of these little radiators that I will show you later. We have two pipes going down to the transmission. Then we have here the tank. I think is the oil tank. Don't get me wrong, a little bit confusing. All the tanks, there's one there, two there, one more there, and that one is kind of confusing. Whatever. We have this part here. We will have two bigger pipes coming down and all this way. From this little kid here, there is one. I will show you later with the macro. Probably. Here there is an orange wire going all down like this. Then we have the current expansion tank. Oh, I got it out. But as you saw, we have the lid and the main coolant tank. This one could be painted in cream like color, and this one was about to be done in chrome. And what else do we have? Here in front, I will include the... Okay, you can see. This system of opening is already in the kit. We are not adding anything to it. We are just giving you the spare wheel. No, we're not going to put the rubber one, but only the wheel and the battery. The battery will be included with a decal. In this kit, there will be no photo etchings. We don't like them too much. We will add only resin part, 3D printer resin parts, and two little decals. One to go onto the battery, and one that is meant to go here on the CPU. That is Magneti Marelli sponsor. And other than that, we are going to provide you also as a plus some 124 helmets. We have with the decals. Then we have some decals too with just jabs type. I will try to show you this little guy. This is the jab type. This is not fully cleaned, you see, but just a little bit of filing will make it look perfect. This is the jab one, and there's also the Simpson one. We are going to give you both of them because you may want to make different pilots and co-pilots. So this one was used by Vatanen, and the other two is most common combination around the rallies. I'm going to put the macro on so I can show you a little bit of details. Okay, there we go. So let's start with the turbo. This is our newly designed turbo. As you see, it's not just a pipe, There is also a detail that drives me mad, but will never be seen in the final assembly. But it's damn cool to see it. You see? It's just very tiny little one. Then we have from the back, there's the detail of the intake turbine. And there it is. This is one of the coolest part. This Detail-up. That goes with the exhaust pipes. They snap in like the real one, the kit one, but they are totally different. There's no longer that silly little piece to be glued here. Here the pop-off valve with the secondary exhaust goes, and here this the mount of the turbo. So here it is. We have some detailed pictures that Giorgio Di Staso gave us. He has been a co-pilot on a real one, so this was a really nice to see part that you don't really see it actually because it's very deep in the engine bay, so it's very cool to be able to reproduce it. And to show you the turbo assembly. Let's see. There will be a little bit of filing needed here. I decided to leave a little bit more of material just to be sure that that little dent will not be breaking. So you will have to remove like 1 millimeter in total from all sides, and it will just look together great. Then we have the little expansion tanks that goes on the side. They just glue in position on the tubular frame using this L-shaped. Here they are. We already put the small connectors, so you just have to paint it in aluminum and give it some clear blue or red or whatever you want. There will be from here a pipe coming down, then some pipe coming down from this one and up on these ones. I will try to explain in the instructions, so this will make it look cool, very cool. They are all in aluminum. Then we have the radiator. Let's pick this one, is a little bit clean. This is the radiator. You see there are the nuts already here in position. One go down and one goes to the side, but both the cables, the pipes should go down. I'm not sure why they put one angle and one straight. So here this is. The other side is not perfect, but it will be glued in position. I forgot to mention that this one goes in the back as I show you, and the other one goes here. Let me show you. Should go here in this position onto straight glued onto the main radiator that right now is not mounted. It should go like this, and the pipe should go in the back of the car. Let's move on to the next part. The little ignition thing, so small. Okay, here we go. Here you can see there are 5 little holes, 4 cylinders plus the cable that comes from the battery. We got some drawings and pictures, detailed pictures from a really nice Delta S4 book that Giancarlo Rapetti gave us, just to be sure we were doing things correctly and as best as possible. This one is the substitution of half of the pieces that go in that place, and the little wheel for the belt should be kept. Probably, I'm not sure if I will make them. I will make one, a spare one, clean, so you don't have to get map filing and make your life easier to replace it. Then we have the battery. The battery is not just a little square thing. I don't like it. Once painted, it will look perfectly. So, I want to try to show you something, but it's too small right now. There's some little details. We will also give you some connectors to connect the battery cables. I hope I can show you. Wait, I got lost one. Here we are. This is little connectors that slide onto the battery, and on the other side there is a hole that you can use to plug in some 0.4, 0.5 maximum wire, so it will look very cool. And it's not just glued in position, so we have like a real thing. I probably will make a new set of this, a little bit thinner, because this one are a little bit too thick once put in place. So, but they will be included for sure. Then we have the spark plugs. Hope I don't break them. I will put you two of these ones because they are so small that is. Wait, there's. Whoop. They are so small that it's easy to lose them more than break them. But yes, you can see there is a little hole and a 0.3 millimeter wire should just go in. I will try right now. Not sure if I can make it. It's like, you see? That is the size. Oh, I'm getting mad. Yes, this should go in there. And I will provide you some of this cable. See, wire 0.3 cable is metal one, so no plastic. This is the coolant tank, and there is the cap that I lost before. So this is it. It just connects. You just glue this part to the plate of the car, and this is it. There is a pipe coming down from there, from the hole, and going somewhere in the rear car. I just put the hole so you can put the wire coming down. It should look a little bit messy when everything is done, because this car was very, very messy in the reality. So I think we got almost all of it. I will try to show you the wheels. We have like the real one. The nuts are on the outside and the screw is from the inside. You can see this little detail that will be visible once everything is painted. And this one was glued. Okay, so this is it. Then we have the hubs. This is the hub. Just very light. Go with an aluminum or chrome or Molotov pen, whatever. Will just make your life a lot easier and will your wheels look a lot cooler with this method. We are using this method on all of our rims since probably the beginning, not too sure. Yeah, we made some from the Delta without it. This is the front wheel, the front rim. You see, the curvature is correct now. It's not like there's a donut placed on a flat surface like in the real one. And we have the ventilation holes there that you can see. The angle is correct. We also got the numbers from some inside guys. And so this should be perfect. When I first gave a look to the Beemax ventilators, they looked cool. I mean, I was the first thing I said was like, oh, first time they made some cool ventilators. Then I look at the real picture and no, they're not correct. This one is the correct shape. You see, it's totally different. They are flat and they are different from the front and the rear ones because the rear ones are a little bit thicker. I will show you in the instruction. So this is it. On the back, for now I made it manually, but there will be a little hole centered. Right now this is not in center, and it will just pop onto the car. This is my finger just to show you the size. Oop, it's gone. Then we have, I'm going to give you also some wire because there's so much wiring in this car. It is some white one. It is 1 millimeter white one, but this is the best solution I got so far to share with you. But if you see, I used some on that metallic part. I decided to, that's a trick I use quite often. I used to use when I used to model. You see, this one looks like a metal one. I just used a Molotov pen on top of this white one, and the tissue absorbed the the paint and looks just awesome. I think it's the best solution for all your needs in this Lancia that will require probably 1 meter or even more, without going to buy the Studio 27 or what is it? This um, Top Studio hose that costs like a nightmare. This is the solution I propose you. You're always free to use your own, but I will include this, so I think it's not a bad idea. Then what can I show you? Okay, let's see the lights. This is the night stage light. The lenses pop off, and there are some holes already made in there, so you can use a little bit of imagination to put some aluminum there. And as you see, this is the white painted part. So probably you will want to use some wash or put some black inside here behind the lights to give it more depth. And this is the light. Hope I don't lose it. This is the light lens, the chrome backing of the lens. This is it. So I think that for today, for the showcase, we are done. There's a lot coming in the next days. I mean, we're always working on new stuff, and I hope that from today now on, I will be able, with some help, to share with you weekly or even daily some little work in progress I'm doing on all the models that we have. We have Lancia Beta Monte Carlo short tail coming on, a Viper, and we have a lot more like Pikes Peak stuff, like the 208 Peugeot. So the Audi S1 and Pikes Peak Transkit. A lot coming on. We have little time to show you everything. So just to close, I want to show you how we do all of our parts. This one needs a little bit more of cleaning, but will be done. All parts are printed, 3D printed, you see. And then we clean them all, pack them all. Once we carefully clean them and check them, they are not broken or anything, and send to you via our website for now. We hope soon we will get into some distributors. We have one in Monza where we are discussing with, but our production numbers are quite limited for now, and we try to keep it low for the moment, just because we cannot be on production on millions of numbers of production or even thousands. If we make 100, is fine. So be sure you will get yours. I'm not sure how many I will make them. I have some decals coming tomorrow from our decal printer, and it should be fine. I'm also showing probably tomorrow some more decals for the Lancia S4, and hope you enjoyed, and see you on our website. Bye bye.